Whenever you're ready.
That's it, not calling you?
No, I'm ready.
It's going.
Do you want to do this then?
I will take care of it, don't worry.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. By now, in this current political climate, I imagine that you all know who the Tea Party is. We've all heard it on the news. We've known of protests. There's a lot of political candidates who are now using the Tea Party support to get into office. The Tea Party began as a series of small protests in which some members wore Native American headdresses reminiscent of the Boston Tea Party, which is where they got their name. Today it has grown into a reckoning force in American politics. They term themselves the new voice of reason in American politics and are centered in the grassroots of America. They have grown past movements of just challenging the current establishment and establish a party that champions fiscal responsibility, constitutionally limited government, and free market economic policies. The Tea Party is an important force in American politics because of their party values and missions, how their views are affecting popular opinion, and how the party affects elections. The Tea Party is an important force in American politics because of their party values and missions. To quote teaparty.org, the Tea Party mission statement declares that they seek to improve our great nation through renewed support of fiscal responsibility, constitutionally limited government, and free market economic policy. They consider themselves a grassroots movement that represents the middle class and lower class of America. A wide variety of them are actually more educated, about 37% are college educated, and they actually may have a higher income of about $50,000. Is the starting party is about $50,000 a year, something like that. The party began as a series of protests in early 2009 and have continued to use public protest as a tool with such issues in New York over the non-diet soda tax, in Bush's the TARP bailout, and President Obama's ARRA bailout. The idea that is to have a public space that deals with current financial issues in our country, how small business runs, and even the financial responsibility of withdrawing troops from Iraq, because of how that is run by the current government. They are about focusing on American concerns and rebuilding a government that seems to have moved away from the people. It appeals to a population that is disgruntled with the current government and gives them a platform to reform that government. The Tea Party's values and mission is what makes it an important new force in American politics and why it appeals to so many Americans. The Tea Party is an important force in American politics because it does appeal to such a large variety of citizens. And 18% of Americans identify themselves as a grassroots or as a Tea Party supporters, according to an article in CBSnews.com. They tend to be older, 45 plus, but that ends up being your main voting demographic anymore. We have a lot more young people voting, but when it comes to people that are going to local and state elections or to vote on issues, it's usually an older crowd. Fox News is also a broadcasting network that often hosts news and interviews with Tea Party supporters, which constitutes where many conservative Americans turn to their information for news. So they're also being informed. With 3 in 4 of the Tea Party calling themselves conservative and 39 calling themselves very conservative, their views on issues are being published and advertised, which can sway the popular opinion. Most of the Tea Party supporters have not actually gone to a rally or even gone to the website. They are just like the idea of what they've heard. Even when uninformed on what exactly the Tea Party stands for, the basic idea of protesting the way the government is right now and reforming it appeals to a great mass in America right now. With the sway of political opinion, Tea Party supporters then begin to affect how the elections turn out. My third point is that the Tea Party is an important force in American politics because of how the party affects elections. While organizations such as TeaParty.org does not claim to support any certain political party or endorse any candidate, when you go into who makes up the Tea Party supporters, it's mostly Republicans. It was more than half the Tea Party supporters identify as Republicans, 41% is independent, and only 5% are Democratic. So you can see wherever the Tea Partiers want an issue to go or who they want to elect, they're going to lean more to the Republican side. Such candidates as Sarah Palin, Ron Paul, Eric Cantor, and Michelle Bachmann are some of the prominent players that the Tea Party has supported. For the 2012 election, the Tea Party is supporting such candidates as Herman Cain and Ron Paul. The Tea Party's ideals also affect issues when they come to vote, such as in the House or Senate where the Tea Party has caucuses or supporters. Many of the Tea Partiers cite themselves against gay or lesbian marriage, approve of immigration laws, and are skeptical about how big of an issue global warming is. While their views do not consist of the whole in the American public, the larger issues opposing these can be voted down because of those who are because of the Tea Party holding more sway over the public opinion. The Tea Party is becoming another platform that helps decide who will run the company and how the issues will be decided. Another point on why the Tea Party has become such an important force in American politics. The Tea Party is likely to not go away anytime soon. And despite bad press and opinion of some, it still appeals to an American public that is unsatisfied and disgruntled with the current government. As the movement grows in membership and power due to its support of candidates and issues in America, the Tea Party becomes a force to be considered, if not reckoned with. It is why I believe that the Tea Party is an important force in American politics and will continue to be so. Thank you. Any comments? Questions?
Good job.